I'd like to invite our viewers, our players, to travel back, perhaps farther even than the present year, 1993, to the Convention of Thorns, an attempt at brokering peace between kindred factions. Those in attendance include the Camarilla, who favor tradition, the Anarchs, who favor autonomy, and the Sabbat, who defer to their faith above all. There is an old, condemned church. None but the lingering dead gather and worship on this fateful evening. The gate is held shut with consecrated chains. Thunder rumbles overhead, and a single cloaked figure attempts to manipulate the giant padlock, an arcane glow emanating from their hands. As we watch, smoke rises from their searing flesh. Bright red blisters have risen everywhere their hands touched the enchanted metal. Pulling back their hood, their mouth opens in a frustrated scream as another clap of thunder resounds through the neighborhood, drowning them out. Their words are lost beneath the rumble of an oncoming thunderstorm, but their intonation speaks of vengeance, vowed against an entire bloodline spanning back several centuries. At once, the stranger stills. The rumbling ceases, long enough for a single whisper to drift along the wind, reaching their ears. Patience. Our view pulls away as the stranger turns, searching for whoever spoke. Off to the side, at the edge of the block, another figure departs. Their only visible feature, long white hair. And with that, I'm going to ask everybody a question, and we'll go one by one. You have before you an opportunity to feed before dinner. If you choose to take this opportunity, then I'm going to ask how you partake, what your preferred style of feeding is, and you can always decline the opportunity and seek sustenance later, but for now, we're going to start with Charles.
Oh, you're asking me if I would like a snack? I'm afraid I must decline. I topped up somewhat before I left. One of our interns was in a little bit of trouble, and, well, let's just say that there's a job opportunity available in our company, and honestly, I welcome all applicants.
Noted. Lucian.
I think he definitely partakes beforehand, as is usual for this individual, away from prying eyes. Some dark alley somewhere, sneaking up behind. Cannot be seen. Must not be seen. No trace of evidence left behind.
Tasha.
So, we've made feeding super simple, and I've totally got like this cute little V-neck latte ready to go, and I've got some orders for other people of the coterie, and yeah, I'm totally well fed, just sustenance.
Okay. Noted. Last but not least, Araya.
Araya probably drained a Capri Moon before coming with a with the pre-lined medical bag that keeps everything cool.
Incredible. 10 out of 10. That's canon. 100%. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make this fun. Can everyone roll me just 1d10?
Oh boy, first roll.
Oh! One.
Okay. A 1. All right.
We finally found the system that breaks Aylin's dice.
You're going in jail, buddy.
I'll say...
I thought you meant me.
No, my D10.
You can go too.
Araya, as you partook in your sustenance of choice, you hear a voice, not unlike your sire, with a distinct corrupted edge, as though it were several voices talking at once, in a guttural growl. The prince will die tonight, and there is nothing you or anyone can do to stop it. But pay close attention, and you may yet bear witness to the kindred who has the power to shape the course of our entire history. Listen for what the shadows have to say, and they will show you the way to power beyond your wildest imagination. And you have a moment to respond.
Understood. I don't think she
Noted.
seems at all put out by these voices. It's like, oh, this is like normal goodness. We're just listening to the vibes.
Totally. So, we're going to start with the main chorus. A little bit fashionably late, I know, but the table seats approximately 12 to 15 people. There's some empty chairs. The decor is giving mezzanine of a Days Inn ballroom. It's gaudy, it's well-worn, there's practically no tread left on the carpet below everyone's feet. Little distasteful to those with rarefied palates, but serviceable at best. All of the windows are taped over, either with not construction paper, that would be garbage bags and duct tape. So it looks to the untrained eye that maybe some kind of horrible murder is about to take place in this room, but to a group of kindred, it looks just about average. The doors to the kitchen open. Tasha, if you could describe your character.
Oh my god. So coming in with a nice little tray of like some B positive that's super extra frothy. We had shipped in from Chris Tucker overnight. An extra organ smoothie. Perhaps one of my smoothies or drinks will be poisoned. I haven't decided yet. But she's super tall, very colorful. Think Miss Frizzle energy. She's got like big, crazy, kinky hair, half up, lots of really loud jewelry. Tasha is made to be seen and knows she's going to be seen. And she just walks with an air of sass about her and very aloof,
Very nice. Bringing in everyone's coffee orders close to the right side, the opposite end of the honored guests. You come across your group, some you know better than others, but we'll say your first stop is Charles. And Sho, if you could describe your character, please.
Well, Charles he's very small, very petite. He's got shoulder-length dark hair that he wears in a messy bob. He's very smartly dressed in a nice suit with a patterned jacket and a red tie. Possibly the weirdest detail about him is he has got 4 arms, and all of them are just kind of moving around over the place. One of them reaches forward wordlessly towards his coffee order, which Tasha is bringing in, and meanwhile he's busy like texting away at his big like chunky 90s phone, and he looks kind of stressed out.
We'll say across would be Araya. Aelin, please describe your character.
She's sitting so still, you almost think she's a statue. She's very proper, very prim, full black and white, except with like gold and red accents. The only bits of color that kind of give her away. And she is people watching. There's kind of a note of excitement in her kind of like silvery eyes.
And you have a moment to enjoy your coffee, observe the room. Though, if you'd like to get a look at anyone across the table in particular, you can make me wits and awareness. Generally, wits and awareness is going to be your standard perception check, so if anyone else would like to make that check as well, you're welcome to do so.
I have 8, 7, 6, and 2 1s.
That's 3 successes. Pretty good. Toward the middle, maybe the farthest away from you all, you would see a pair of women conversing closely. On the other side of them would be Lucian. And Patch, if you could please describe your character.
You see a rather tall, slim build, long white hair, very prominent jawline, well dressed in a black shirt, no tie with the buttons undone, a scarlet red, crimson red, should I say, jacket, very, very smartly dressed, with a curious look on his face, and similarly gazing around the room, trying to figure people out, with a bit of a smirk on his face.
Lucian, to your right are 2 older ladies. One of them looks to be elderly in age, the other more closer to middle age. This woman that's closest to you is on the tall side as well. She's wearing a fashionable jumpsuit with shoulder pads, although she really doesn't need them. She's actually rather well built, very muscly, if you will. She's holding a glass of Chardonnay, swirling the glass, kind of sipping it idly, and every once in a while a strained smile appears on her face, and as she converses with the woman next to her, you are close enough that you'd happen to overhear, do you think everything's going well, Ma? And the voice responds, I don't see why not. They seem rather content. I think no reaction is a good reaction. If one of our kind gets ornery or emotional, then we know that things are about to go sideways. But overall, it's a pretty good dinner. And Tasha, behind you, the kitchen doors open again. Another server emerges with an enormous dining tray, silver colored, but whether it's real silver, highly questionable. In fact, all of you would notice the metal is slightly corroded at the edges, as though it's really fake, cheap silver imitation, if you will. The tray is rolled up to the center of the table, sort of close to where Lucian is, and as it's lifted, there is a flute of clear glasses brimming with very distinct crimson liquid, and this is the main course, as the waiter announces. Has to be tasted to be believed. This one fed only on tangerines for 3 weeks. they promise, and back away with a small bow.
I think Lucian will sort of lean over to the woman at his side and go, Chicago, so full of surprises.
Colorful characters everywhere you look.
That's one way of putting it, yes. Chin chin. We'll raise a glass.
She'll toast with you and just go, I'm Aster. This over here is my mother, Myrtle. We were invited by our honored guests up at the head of the table. She'll raise a champagne glass in their direction. The small cadre of kindred at the other head of the table don't respond in any clear way.
They
appear to be sitting... Oops, sorry.
I would say, did they look familiar?
The figure that is sitting at the head of the table, hunched over slightly, staring into an ancient-looking tankard, does. This is Loden, the Prince of Chicago. And to your standards, Lucian, you do know that he is a Ventru, but he carries himself and, in fact, outwardly looks much more like a Nosferatu. He appears very weathered, very ancient-looking.
Curious. Yes, colorful characters. I like that. I'm going to use that. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. I hope you all are having fun. I wasn't aware that, when we were invited, Mr. Kevin told us it would just be our family sitting down for dinner with the prince, but, the more the merrier. Strange smile is back with a vengeance.
Yes, it's a little surprising, but, what's on life without a little excitement every now and again?
She laughs a little too loudly, masking, I think, some kind of buried emotion. But beside her, the elderly woman, Myrtle, just speaks up. Do you have my espresso, dear?
Yes, I do. And you know what might be really helpful? I was just thinking about it. Maybe it's time for you to start eating. And she gives the latte. That way, you can't be talking to me. Okay?
Thank you. Just
You're
accepts it.
so welcome.
And says nothing else. Across from these two, Myrtle and Aster, are two more women. The one closest to the head of the table has very much bleached blonde hair, not quite to the color of, say, Lucian's, but it's got a slightly orange tint, as though it wasn't toned correctly. She is texting on her phone and doesn't look up for a minute, but the one next to her, smaller in stature, dark hair that kind of hangs in her face, and she's kind of looking looking around the room as well, but she seems much more guarded, as a little bit paranoid even. She's not speaking much, but keeping a close eye on everyone as well. I'm just trying to imagine what this big 90s cell phone looks like, show, that you're texting on.
It's a brick. It is a cutting-edge, ultra-modern, best 1993 brick. It's got a little stubby it's got a little stubby antenna, and it makes very satisfying clickety-clack noises as I am pointedly ignoring everyone around me.
Oh my god, what brand cell phone is that? I've got a Nokia, and I made a little strap for it so I can wear it like a backpack. Hello?
Sorry, did you say something?
Yes, I'm talking to you, Charles, my favorite, just kidding, person. What kind of brand is your phone?
I don't know. I have no. It is a phone. It works. I can communicate with people. I am not paying attention to this sort of thing. I cannot keep up with this.
Like this super cute label stamped into the plastic exterior. You know, like this one. It's a Nokia. Oh, a BlackBerry. I see. That's why you're typing so much. Okay, you have fun being so fun.
Charming, I'm sure. Thank you for the latte. That will be a pleasant distraction for once I have finally finished this text.
I have a question. Does Charles use all 4 hands to text?
Charles is using 2 hands to text, 1 hand to sip his latte, and I would say the 4th hand is tapping impatiently on the table.
Charles, would you say that, I know you mentioned it earlier, but how are your stress levels now?
I don't see my sire. He said he would be here. He's not here. I saved a seat for him and everything. He said he was going to be here. I've texted Dominicus. He told me to ask Vera. I texted Vera. She told me to ask Dominicus. I texted Silas. He wouldn't text back. Not surprising, really. This is not good. I don't like this at all.
The waiter on the way back to the kitchen, human waiter, don't you think he could use a little bit of a modification?
Oh.
With that thought taking root, you feel that compulsion rising.
Well, that's an intrusive thought. Nope. Absolutely not. He would look great with an extra head. Focus right now. Text. Send a text.
If you would like to resist this compulsion, I'm going to need you to make a pool of 5 for a willpower check.
All right.
Can I sneakily approach while this is happening?
Okay.
Attempting to be subtle in your approach.
I mean, I feel like Charles is a little distracted right now, certainly.
Okay. Yeah. While this is happening, you can make your approach.
Okay.
I have rolled 2 9s, 2 and 2 3s.
2 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nothing major, but just a little bit of a modification.
I think my spare hand just reaches out towards this waiter just to kind of maybe just kind of like take as I accept another glass of positive choleric, hopefully. I'm just gonna give him a little boop in the back of the hand, just being like, just maybe 1 extra finger. That's not much.
And as you do, over your other shoulder, you hear, "Oh my, it appears you have a bit of a typo there. You've misspelled that word."
It's you.
Charles.
Lucian Oriel.
Charles,
What
my
do I owe?
dear friend.
Pleasure.
Yes, it is a pleasure. It is most certainly yours. Always a pleasure to see you. How are you doing?
Day's going great, thanks to you.
Brilliant. Did you take my advice? Remember we had the conversation before. I was saying, 4 hands. You would be the
I
best.
remember no such conversation.
You would be the best ASL interpreter in the world.
I don't speak ASL. What do you take me for?
But you could if you just applied yourself. Like I know you can. You have so much potential.
What do you want, Lucian?
Well, is the seat taken? And I'll gesture to the seat that you saved for.
It is taken. It's for Sebastian. He's supposed to be here.
Oh.
Not interrupt this repartee, but Charles, can you make them even?
Pardon? What is...
The 6-fingered waiter, who's now has 11 fingers and not 12.
Oh, fine. You're there. Turn around. I want the glasses in your other hand.
Oh, you had some empties? Sure, he'll turn the tray around and comes back and, doesn't appear to notice at first as he, reaches out to collect someone's empty champagne glass, but you have that moment when his hand is sticking out.
I give him a little pat in the other hand. Just to keep things symmetrical.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll for the fun of it.
I bet he has a firm handshake now.
He, reaches, sees the pat, and then his wrist tilts, and he notices the extra finger, and promptly drops the glass.
Oh, clumsy.
What is it? And,
Calm down. Calm down, dear.
That panicked look on his face, and he bolts from the room, just makes a clear-cut run for the kitchen. Just wild screaming echoing from the kitchen. The rest of the table, if they notice this, they don't appear to react to it.
One moment. I'll be right back. Thanks for that. That's so very you of you. And I'm gonna follow the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's making a scene.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, so you enter the kitchen. You see a few broken plates. He has run toward the cooking station. He's freaking out enough that he reaches for a cleaver, and you see him lift it above his head.
Oh my god, so fun. But, Jimothy, yoo-hoo, I'm going to slavish devotion him.
Okay. For context, you... Remind me who Jimothy is again?
I just named this waiter Jimothy.
Oh, okay.
A little Easter egg to, I think, Mai's character.
Yeah. Today.
Okay, so... For clarification, slavish devotion has to do with people you've already influenced with, your mind influence before. Could you say that you may have, influenced Jimothy before?
Yes, because I'm the second here, and I feel like we've probably used him before. And I feel like we might have to make people forget shit from time to time.
Now... slavish devotion strengthens a thrall's mind against the influence of other kindreds, so it's not like awe or anything. It doesn't draw his attention. It just means other vampires are going to have a harder time manipulating him with those dominate powers.
Oh shoot. Well, I don't really care about that. You know what?
There are other ways. If you'd like to subdue him, just describe how.
Excuse me, sir. Does this smell like chloroform to you?
Hey, I'm open to it. Just give me. You know what? For you, this would be a pool of 4. Give me manipulation and persuasion.
Amazing. So I just roll 4 dice and hope for the best?
Yeah.
Amazing.
You're looking for 6s and above.
Okay, so we've got a critical success with a 10. We've got a 7. And then we've got a critical fail 1. And then we've got a 3. So we have 2 on the good side, 2 on the bad side.
Okay, 2 out of 4, pretty even margin. I'll rule that it is a successful. So you see him lift this cleaver above his head. Just as he started to swing it out, you pull out the rag, and you manage to like get him to take a single inhale. And yeah, he's not a very strong human. It takes him a minute. He sways, and then eventually slumps forward, dropping the cleaver.
That need of breath, like, amazing. Yeah.
Yes. So he is subdued, unconscious.
My cleaver now can go back to
Go
dinner.
ahead. All right. And we'll say back in the dining room, you rejoin everyone. From the head of the table, Loden, the shriveled old looking one, just wraps his knuckles against the table. To his immediate left, he's dressed in rather over elegantly, I would say. His jacket, he has a suit jacket on, but is also lined with fur. Looks rather ostentatious even for this decade. Just clears his throat and says, yes, where are we with, what did you say it was again? They're like murmuring a little bit back and forth, and he just says, I believe the prince requested an Irish coffee.
Okay. Well, okay, but clarifier, is Ewan McGregor Irish? Because if not, I overnighted the wrong thing. Can we just not tell him? Will he be able to tell? Because
I assure you that the Scots are indistinguishable from the Irish.
Okay.
Charles, across the table, you just hear a chuckling from the subdued-looking woman. But he says, well, really, anyone you've got back there will suit his taste.
Just say it's from...
Thanks a lot, I appreciate it.
Oh, yes, we're... What did you do with that waiter? I mean, honestly, having more fingers will just make him better at his job. Did you subdue him or did you eat him? Is he the ingredients of the next latte?
No. He's taking a little chemical nap. Just like a little bit. At least he's not waking up on a ship somewhere, missing for like 2 weeks, surrounded by pirates. Could you imagine? Could be worse. So he's just in the closet for now. And hopefully it stays that way.
Yes, I agree. Staying in the closet is generally considered the safest option.
Not always, but yes.
No one asked you
Slightly louder
Lucian.
chuckling.
By the way, and she's gonna go over by Araya. So, could you hold on to this, and she's just gonna slip you the cleaver?
Oh, a present, thank you.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be better with a knife than I am, so enjoy.
Oh, I have more.
Good.
She stows it away in her medical bag, which is used as a purse.
The shorter, more subdued figure with the dark hair just unceremoniously stands from the table. You all would see her cross the room and it looks like she's attempting to open one of the windows in the ballroom. And then she just manages to creak it open. And from her purse, she pulls out a cigarette, and she's trying to light up a cigarette and blow the smoke out of the window.
My dear, why exactly are you bothering with that? None of us here breathe.
It's more the ritual of it all. Comforting. Familiar.
What, cracking open a window and poking a cigarette out? I will.
The smoking. Plus, not like it's gonna kill me.
Indeed. I suppose that's one of the perks of the job.
Does Edith see that window open? Because I'm looking for Edith.
Edith, I'm gonna say fashionably late. She has not arrived.
Bestie, okay. Yeah, this is fine. I love this. It's so great. So great. You know what's really nerve-wracking? And she's gonna lean down to Araya. You know what really makes me nervous? Is when someone comes into my house and clearly had everything closed for a fucking reason, and they decide to open a window, and then I think we're gonna get murdered. It's so great. I love it here.
Oh, someone will.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go do that right now. One moment, please.
Do you need assistance?
If anyone tries to come through the window, please, can you just, I don't know, just do it like a gentle little decapitation? It would
I
be
was
so
just
great.
gonna make them disappear forever.
Okay. Do your thing. Nothing can go wrong before Edith gets here, so it's great.
Of course.
So, yeah, it's so great.
This smaller figure just looks at you sideways, Charles, and just goes, "Can I ask you a question?"
Go ahead. I'm not getting any response.
You seem like you want to be here even less than I do, is that correct?
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, I had a fairly neutral opinion in this whole affair until I got dumped in it by myself, by he who shall never be named until I give him a piece of my mind. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but...
Family, huh?
Ah, yes. What about you? You seem... The decor, the catering, not up to your expectations, or just...
No, it's just
the awkward atmosphere.
I just don't see the point in this dinner. Why they picked my family to represent the La Sombra, I'll never know.
Oh. Are there many to pick from?
Well, they're afraid to come out, because things didn't go so well for us last time we tried to be accepted into the Camarilla.
Why in the world would you want to join the camera? Oh, okay, it's none of my business. I'm just here. It's your...
They let out a very, almost a guttural laugh, and for a moment when they speak, their voice sounds a little affected, odd. If I had my way, I'd let them all burn, but of course I never have a choice in my family because, we're all just so obsessed with power and rising to the top, and the whole thing makes me want to scream.
Does sound rather unfortunate. I mean, rising to the top is rather difficult when you can't even appear on television, as I have not had many dealings with your clan because of that.
I'd rather just stay in the shadows.
I see. There's certainly a choice.
Well,
to be fair, I'm not really one for the limelight either. I prefer to be in the background, keeping things going.
see, you get it. I'm glad that I'm Acacia.
Charles.
She won't shake your hand exactly, but you get a sense that when she meets your eyes, she's kind of assessing you. And Charles, if you could make me Let's make this intelligence and awareness.
Oh, am I
for you, this would be a pool of 2.
Yeah, I am not a smart boy. That is a 9 and a 2, so 1 success and 1 fail.
50-50.
Mid.
Her eyes, as you watch, she's watching you. And from her pupils, it looks like her pupils almost seem to expand. Almost in a way that suggests that something is crawling out from the interior of her eye, expanding her pupils, but at the same time it appears almost moving as it briefly tries to cover her eye, but then in that same moment it snaps back into place.
I must say, you have very interesting eyes. Have you considered getting more of them?
You know, sometimes, I mean, they say you got eyes in the back of your head. I've always thought that would be nice, just being able to, like, see out of the back of...
Well, they do say that hindsight is the best form of sight, but I have yet to discover a way to create that in a tangible way.
You can do that?
Hindsight, absolutely not. I'm terrible at that. Eyes in the back of your head, though. Can be arranged.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that sounds like fun.
Would you like me to try?
Fuck it, I'm so bored here, I want to eat the wallpaper. Like, give me your best shot.
How many would you like? Oh, well, I suppose.
Oh.
What could go wrong? We're surrounded by a delicious dinner.
Maybe 2? 2 and 2?
Let's give
2
it,
here,
give
2 there.
I think Charles, cracks his knuckles, and then he, cracks the knuckles of his other hands, and then just kind of does this for, a few more tries. Let's give this a go.
This is much more deliberate than just the stress compulsion. I'm going to say this is a use of your flesh crafting.
Mm-hmm.
So, first, I need you to give me a hunger check, so just roll 1d10.
Okay. I'm sure that's not going to go wrong at all. That's a 9. Okay, this dice likes me.
A 9. You stay at your base hunger level. You do not get hungrier. And now for your flesh crafting, that'll be a pool of resolve and protean, which for you is a pool of, I believe 5. Yeah, it's a pool of 5 for you.
Okay, let's find out if that's good. Okay, so that is 3 successes and 2 fails.
Okay. Above average margin, that's a pass. So, I'll say in the same moment, you are seeing this vision in your mind and kind of reaching out to craft. She sees across as the rear doors open. It opens, and stepping through is an elderly Nosferatu dressed in a surprisingly revealing dress. I think it's one of those plunging necklines that goes all the way down to the navel. Her ears are large and bat-like, I'll say, and she enters and kind of pauses before the head of the table because the prince is sitting where she usually sits. So, Tasha, I think you clock the moment she just kind of glares at them before she just kind of shakes herself and crosses the room, announcing in a big, brash voice, terribly sorry I'm late. Gentlemen, I trust you are finding the accommodations to your liking. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Edith Beaubien, proprietor of this establishment. And Charles, you see Acacia just blink very widely, and it's probably the eyes on the back of her head blinking as well as the eyes on the front of her head. Just, oh my God, I saw her come in. That's crazy. Thank you. And she flicks ashes out of the window before she reaches up and angles the window shut again. There's a distinct creaking as the window slides closed.
Oh, thank God. I think when Edith comes in, Araya rises to her feet and kind of just inclines her head, just out of respect.
Oh, hello everyone. Gonna make a snap roll here. Lucian. This is a figure of legend here in Chicago. She's renowned for her establishment, the Painted Lady, where you all are attending dinner tonight, and known primarily for running this establishment as well as her tattoos. They are said to be incredibly rare works of magic, mystery, each one unique, no two are alike. She inclines her head towards you, as you may have only met in passing, but she left a rather distinct impression. Up close, her eyes are completely black. They're almost beetle-like in their intensity, but she extends a hand towards you as well. Oh, Lucian, I thought I recognized you. You know, I don't think we've ever had a chance to chat.
Well, the night is always young, as it is. Perhaps not as young as yourself, but you never know.
Charming as always. I see we're enjoying our main course. I think it's about time we take care of the second. She just reaches up, claps her hand. From in the kitchen, two more waiters emerge and just says, yes, where are we with the second course? And they appear to be conversing quietly. Anyone who's close by can hear, yes, no, not the B negative. Let's go with the O positive. It's much more robust. You can tell they eat a lot of meat in life. It's more savory. And where are we at with the choleric? Yes, I rather think that suits well. So arrangements for the second course have been made, and the evening progresses a little bit from here. The second course is brought out.
At some point,
I think eventually. Oh, sorry.
At some point, can I head over towards Araya and just kind of stand by their side and just sort of. So then, you've been observing, people watching. You're having a good attention to detail. What have you learned? And he's just like people watching alongside you.
There will be death here tonight.
I did suspect something like this. How do you feel about that?
It's interesting because she doesn't facially emote. It's all in her eyes. But she looks excited.
A night to remember then, I think.
Naturally.
And I'll just...
momentous occasion.
And I'll just silently raise a glass. And do a little tink.
She makes eye contact as she clinks the glass.
A clarifier with flesh crafting.
Mm-hmm.
Does the flesh just mold and make, or is it a tear and is there blood involved?
I believe. Let's see.
It's like
because with
Play-Doh.
it's very body horror-esque. Yes, and there's a certain amount of character flavor, but also Zamitzi can get very grotesque looking with all of their flesh crafting abilities, so it's very much like body horror. I think molding would work well, and the flesh, I believe it's permanent. To look.
So this
It's
person
so much
added eyes too.
So much easier
Yes.
to do it than it is to put it back.
It doesn't say it's not permanent, so.
So would they have tear ducts? And if they did, would that mean the capillaries would just make them have bloody tears in the back of their head, or is it just dry eyes in the back?
I think with vampires in general, bloody tears is like something players have adapted to. So I think even normal eyes would cry bloody tears. But I would say yes, in this instance, she now cries bloody tears like from the front and the eyes in the back of her head.
And possibly, I would like to keep an eye out for if her eyes start leaking.
Okay. Noted. Ooh, alright, I'm gonna make a roll.
Also, a quick clarification. When Araya said someone will die, like there will be death here tonight, she looks at the prince, like, not moving her head, but just her eyes.
Okay. Lucian.
Yeah.
Wits and awareness, please.
Ooh. New character sheet with this. Oh shit, that's a good roll. Okay. That is a pool of 8. Oh shit. Alright.
You can add your specialty as well.
I did,
for
yeah.
gold.
So that's
Yeah,
total of
okay.
8. Okay. I got 3 10s. Hang on. A 9, a 6, that's a 7, and another 6. So,
The fabled Lucian dice.
I mean,
Okay.
I've heard.
So the 2 10s doubled
from
into 4,
legends.
and I believe that's a total of 9 out of 9.
shit.
Okay. Not only are Aster and Kevin, the prince's right hand, holding hands, but you see Araya's eyes drift toward the prince, and you're inclined to look that way as well. Not only were they holding hands, but you see the pair of them turn towards each other and share a quick kiss.
Fascinating.
Slightly irregular.
Everything about this is irregular. That's why I'm here.
Ooh, he's got a big pool for this too.
For dinner, do we have utensils like forks and stuff, or are we grabbing with our hands?
There are place settings, but they're more for show. Kindred eat how they will, so it's more the formality of it, I think, all of the place settings, because everyone is invited to eat how they like.
Got it. So this is such a weird question, but Edith and I have carefully crafted this whole dinner situation, and we knew a lot of people were going to be around. So could there be, like, are they wooden chairs, perchance?
Yes.
Could we craft, like, on the arms, like, just one little splinter in every chair on the hopes that someone eventually nicks themselves, so I can just passively be looking for blood consistently, not just the eye lady. I'm just gonna say, like, as a consistent thing.
Okay. I'll allow it, and screw it. I'll make rolls for everybody else, and we'll see who nicks themselves.
Amazing.
Okay. That'll be Kevin, Aster, the older blonde one, Eva,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that'll be the 3 people that have nicked themselves.
Amazing. Throughout the course of this, I'm just gonna gently walk by those nicks and kind of like an olive on each finger. I'm gonna just collect the blood, and when no one's looking, I'll use a taste for blood and learn about them.
Okay. Let's see, for this, if you want to be subtle about it.
Yeah, super subtle. Because they bring
Okay.
No, not there. That is the no there.
Because we all know that Tasha's speciality is subtlety.
Okay, for this roll to try and be subtle, we'll say dexterity and etiquette. For you, this would be a pool of 5.
Okay. We've got a 10, an
Okay.
8, a 7, a 5, and a 2.
3 out of 5, that's a pass. You managed to collect the blood from Kevin and Aster's chair. I'll say that as you do this, you also clock their kiss. While they're distracted with each other is when you collect their blood.
By tasting a drop of blood, I can discern basic traits of who it belongs to.
Okay. You have 3 drops. Do you want to pick anyone in particular?
Quivon.
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin?
Kevin? Okay. I get it now. Alright. Okay, no hunger check. Resolve and blood sorcery. So for you, that is a pool of 5 again.
We've got a 10, an 8, a 7, a 5, and a 1.
Okay, 3 out of 5 again. Let's see. Okay. Resonance and intensity. The blood definitely belongs to a vampire. Blood potency. Ooh. So from his blood potency, you determine that he's rather old. Not the oldest living thing in the room, but up there, perhaps like closer to the prince's age than appearances would first suggest. And let's see. Okay, it's not exactly a critical win, but you also learn that the intensity, the resonance of his blood will say that he is sanguine, so his blood is rather excited.
Okay.
And other than that, yeah, I think that's everything you managed to learn.
Thank you.
From here, the evening progresses a little bit more, and everyone would notice kind of a rumbling beneath your feet, a little bit like the ground itself is vibrating. A little bit of an earthquake. The family in the center, Aster in particular, just lets out a startled yelp and just, oh! My goodness, we haven't had a quake here since, well, gosh, can you remember the Myrtle just looks up and goes, wow, it's been some time. Most unusual. Let's see. Charles.
Yes.
What do I want to make this? Let's make this...
Charles is enjoying his second course of O positive choleric. It's his favorite.
Okay, no roll. You were expecting your father, but as the earth moved, you might recognize that, Dad's been dabbling in sorcery again. You were never too sure what kind, but if he's nearby, it's possible he's up to something.
Oh, I don't know if I like that or not. This is what he's doing, ditching the dinner and messing around.
There's a rather insistent knocking at the head of the table from the prince again. It just goes, "Yes, I understand. I understand, my liege. I believe he'd like another Irish coffee."
Oh my god. One moment. It's so embarrassing. I can't believe you finished it already. Okay.
Oh, have you got the other Ewan? The short one that's short boulder one.
Yeah, the knock.
Ewan Bremner.
Yeah.
He's ginger. They won't be able to tell.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel like you can tell the difference in the quality of the latte on whether or not it has a soul or lots of souls. So it just depends on how much he was harvesting. So let me go check how many freckles he had, and I'll be right back.
Okay, right. This is why he's not answering his text. Just answer your text, Sebastian. It's not that hard to check your phone.
Araya. One more wits and awareness, because you've already been perceiving. Add an extra die to your pool, so making it a total of 6.
Okay. Please be good for me. Okay, so that's 8, 9, 6, 3, 3, 4.
Okay, 50-50.
And
it's enough.
I was going to say,
What?
if it would help, I was thinking about asking, feeling the earthquake, since that can be sort of a supernatural type of thing, would it be possible for her to attempt to tap into a premonition?
Oh, good call. Okay, so we'll do this one at a time. No, I think it'll tie into the premonition as well. So, no hunger check. Resolve plus Auspex, which for you is a pool of 6.
Ooh, much better. That's 0 or a 10, a 9, 8, 7, 2, 4. So 4 successes, including the crit, and 2 fails.
Okay. Tying into the other roll as well, your eyes are drawn back toward Acacia, who is still kind of standing off to the side from the table, but you notice right away, it's the wrong year for it, but she's standing and not moving, a little bit like Blair Witch if it had come out in this year instead of in, 7, 8 years. So she's Blair Witching off to the side, and you do notice the eyes in the back of her head, but as you observe those features, for a second, they turn into... that feature changes. It morphs and almost becomes a face. It drifts out further until it looks like tendrils of shadow emerge from the back of her neck, kind of coalesce and form a face with a long row of shark teeth. It's an arresting sight, but as you watch, the room around you shifts as you experience this premonition. And you see many faces like the one you are watching, kind of a face in the shadow, made of shadow stuff, perhaps. Watching another unknown, unidentified room full of people, their shadows emerging from different parts of their body, their head, their neck, their chest, their back. Just these faces look to the ceiling, they rise almost, and they laugh, and it is the same odd, distorted voice sounding like a legion of creatures just tilting their heads toward the sky and laughing in this odd, demonic voice, this disturbing sight. For what purpose, what reason, you have little idea, but as you return from this premonition, the face is gone, but as you turn and look at Lucian, there's maybe an edge to his face, a little bit like that serpentine grin. It's there for like a split second, hovering over his features before it vanishes.
I think she looks like she's reaching out to touch him and then pulls back.
Oh, did I spill something? Pull out a napkin and just... Is that better?
Yes, for now.
Ominous? Thank you?
Be careful.
I try to always be careful. Job requirement, let's say. Do I clock anything from that? Like, that's...
Araya's face is a rather neutral mask, but Araya, are you trying to be subtle about your reaction?
I think it's almost like she's possessed by the premonition. So
okay.
if there's kind of a natural reaction of curiosity.
Would you say Lucian would recognize what a premonition looks like externally?
Well, okay, for that in particular, give me intelligence and academics for a history check.
Okay.
And you can add a specialty, so for you this would be a pool of 5.
Hell yeah. So, okay. That is 1 7, 3 6s, and 1 2.
Okay. 4 out of 5, that's pretty good. It's possible you may have seen a kindred or two experience premonition, and with that margin, I'll say you clock the tail end of the premonition before Araya told you to be careful.
Okay. I don't think he'll say anything, but he will give a firm look at Araya as kind of like, I'm going to take that seriously. And he's just going to be a little on guard.
Okay. Tasha, in the kitchen, preparing the prince's Irish coffee, the second of the night. Incorporates plenty of alcohol, but also he requested that you fill it in his tankard. It looks like a weather-beaten old metal contraption, maybe handmade. as you drain this main course, as it were, the blood flows into the cup. There's something about the consistency of it that's maybe a little off. Give me intelligence plus medicine.
The gingered incorrectly. Got it. So, my intelligence is a 4. And
It'd be a total of 5.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got an 8, a 1, a 4, a 2, a 5.
1 out of 4. Okay. It could be
The coffee is fine.
that perhaps his diet is a bit worse than he let on. It's rather thick, kind of porous even. It's got the texture of, we'll say, a V8, like tomato juice. A little unpleasant, but...
No. Why did I get knockoff Ewan?
But it is ready to serve.
I'm almost tempted to just bleed in it for him. Like, and I can't just dump it out and just find that server in the closet. He wasn't a ginger. Everybody thinks they're Irish. I don't know.
It's possible. It would take more time. He did seem rather insistent. The knocking on the table, how he communicates, was rather loud. He seemed a little impatient.
Yeah. Okay, but also the prince is kind of a baby back bitch. He's been pushing my bestie Edith, and we don't like him. And he sat in her seat. I almost want to bleed in his latte instead of a person. But then I could kill him. Okay. I'm gonna roll what to do.
Okay.
Okay, so on an odds, I'm just gonna train the guy in the closet, and on an even, it's gonna be me. No, it's gonna be
I was hoping you would do that.
I rolled a 6, so he's getting blood of a ginger.
Okay.
Okay, I'll bleed a little in it too. I'll just like
Sure.
yes.
Okay. Let's see. Yep. All right. So you bring this coffee out to the prince. There is a grunt from his form in the chair, and he lifts it, takes a hearty swig. Some of it spills down around his cheek. He sets it down. His hand tightens on the handle of his tankard, and you watch. He leans forward, and it's like his strings have been cut. He drops to the table. Doesn't move. Kevin turns immediately, just goes, nudges him gently. My liege. Doesn't respond. I'm gonna have him make a roll.
I immediately look at Aurea.
I'm looking at Tasha. Like, what unit was that?
Not McGregor.
What is the meaning of this? My prince? He shouts a little bit louder. The family in the center turns. What's the matter with him? He just shakes him hard enough that the chair moves back, and the form of Prince Loden falls from the table and smacks onto the ground, and it sounds like there's a bit of a crunching noise, even. What has happened here?
Oh my god. Is it because he was a ginger? Oh my god. Okay.
You know, I very much doubt that.
How does Acacia react?
Acacia freezes a little bit. I think she was starting to turn around. The eyes in the back of her head widen a little bit comically. She's frozen between turning around toward the front of the table and back away.
I should have just remade the order.
Well, I don't see how that's really. Kevin, at this point, turns to Aster at his side and just. Did you have something to do with this? And Aster's eyes widen and just go, "What? How could you even say such a thing, my prince?" She covers her mouth at the slip of the tongue. Kevin, we were just here to have a nice time. I don't understand how this could have happened.
At that, on her middle finger, she's now going to take a taste of Aster and see what she learns.
Okay. That is going to be another roll.
Mm-hmm.
Remind myself what that is. Resolve in Blood Sorcery.
Yep.
Which is a pool of 5.
I'm gonna get up from the table and start making my way over.
Okay.
Araya
You know what?
is as well with her medical bag.
I will follow the pair of them because this is interesting.
All right. So we've got a 9, an 8, an 8, a 7, and a 3.
Very nice. 4 out of 5. So she's not as old of a vampire as Kevin is. And as far as you can tell, her aura isn't tainted, so she hasn't committed diablerie, the dreaded consumption of another vampire's soul to absorb their powers. Her resonance is choleric. It's angry. Decidedly angry. Heated, almost. There was a hint of spice. Lucian, Araya, Charles approaching the prince. And are we attempting to discern what happened here?
I'm gonna look towards Kevin. Fucking Kevin. Who names adventurer Kevin? That's what Lucian's thinking internally. What is the meaning of this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out myself. I don't know. What manner of poison is meant to work on kindred? It's rather appalling.
How do you know it was poison?
Well, I assumed
Perhaps it was sorcery. Perhaps it was some kind of sorcery, or...
I think this seems like quite a drastic moment to just be basing everything on assumptions. You're a Ventru. Do better.
Oh well, we can't all be perfect venturers. Some people are called Kevin.
I see I made a grave mistake in inviting you this evening. Composure plus resolve, please, Lucian.
Composure plus resolve. Level 6. Ooh, not great. That's 2 out of 6.
You were uncomposed and unresolved.
I'm going to rule this as a split-second reaction of his. You see his eyes narrow and his gaze turns evil almost. You get the sense that he is attempting to use some manner of discipline on you, but given that vampires aren't affected by this power, it's rather nonsensical. He appears to be glaring at you with some manner of self-importance, as though he believes this is working.
I think I'll go ahead.
Can I pickpocket him while he's concentrating? I've just got like two hands in the air, like, what was this? Like, no, why don't we just calm down here? And the other two arms are just kind of going.
I'll assist that by focusing in his attention. I'll get right up in his face after clocking that, and I'll say,
Okay.
Really? Pathetic.
Okay. Show, add another die to your pool of stealth and larceny, making it a total of 6 with the assistance from Lucian.
Okay, 6 dice for me. Okay, so that's a 10, a 6, and 3 fails. No, wait, there's another dice. Oh, right, 4 fails.
Yeah. No. Okay, 2 out of 6.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, with the assistance, as your hand leaves his pocket, he turns to look at you. You appear to have grabbed his wallet.
Oh, silly me.
What are you doing?
I was just trying to mediate the situation. Apparently my hand has slipped into the wrong place. I'll just put this back. I stick it back in his pocket again. I raise all 4 hands.
You put the wallet back in his pocket. You watch his hand clench at his side, full Arthur meme.
Sure, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for why your liege has just dropped dead in the middle of this very important political dinner.
You know who's really good with bodies? Araya.
Oh,
Araya is just like raising a hand, like
Araya.
There's
I have never seen a kindred dissect a corpse as fast as she can.
True. But Araya. So the blood was a little. It wasn't completely correct. And that body is in the kitchen. That donor, whatever you want to call them, they could be. I should have remade the latte, but I didn't.
Are you sure it's not some sort of curse at work?
I don't know. It was semi-icky, okay? I just thought it was, I admittedly did not give the prince a good UN twice.
Is the cup still on the table?
Yes.
So one of Oraya's merits is Bloodhound. So can I lift the cup and smell the resonance?
Yes. Resolve plus awareness, difficulty 3. So for you, that would be a pool of 5.
Woo! Okay. That is a crit and 2 successes.
Okay. 3 out of 5. That is a pretty good margin. The blood itself, vaguely phlegmatic, kind of happy, but as you inhale, you hear that voice again. Not the blood, the glass. Inside the glass.
Would sense the unseen come into play with this?
Yes. Wit plus Auspex.
Which is, I believe, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is 3 successes and another crit.
Very nice. Okay, 4 out of 6. They're nothing in the immediate vicinity, but you can see Acacia sitting back down at the table, and right about where the eyes are, in the back of her head, a roiling mass of shadows. Kind of not moving exactly, but floating somewhere above her head. This face kind of blinking open, its wide saucer eyes, opening its trap-like jaw, very sharp, angular teeth, much like a bear trap, and it turns and it sees you, Araya, and in a voice not unlike what you've been hearing this evening, it says, "Hello."
Hello.
I see you have observed this rather fantastic evening.
Indeed. What would you like?
This one inclines its head toward Acacia. I've lived at the mercy of her wants and her needs for so long. I too have needs, wants. I would like to leave. I would like to escape her. I'd have to listen to her parents and their plots and their schemes. And as he speaks, the voice tilts its head this way and that, kind of writhing and becoming more agitated. And I'll say that as this conversation is taking place, there is a distinct chill in the air that everyone else would notice at this point.
Also, Araya's not hiding this. So it just seems like she's talking to either the air if nobody else sees it.
Someone remind me, what clan is Araya again?
Mikado?
Hikata.
Because it rhymes.
Hikata.
Akata.
Okay. That's what I thought, but they seem to be going all Malkavian on us, and I don't like it.
She definitely gives Malkavian vibes.
I thought we
And,
closed the windows. Why is it getting cold? Why?
I'll say Kevin at this point turns away from Lucian to just observe this exchange. If I find out any of you had something to do with this, there will be dear consequences.
There's
Ew,
no one
shut up,
else see
Kevin.
that.
Wow, Kevin, that's rather rude of you. You seem to be... How unfortunate that you are now appear to be in charge.
Let's make it like super clear, Kevin. So while your little menage a deux is probably like, oh my god, you're a prince in the sheets, a Kevin on the streets, you're never gonna actually be the prince, you know?
Oh, yes. Now, okay, with that, I'm gonna say... Okay, you don't have anything in intimidation, but give me... maybe just a straight charisma check, because this feels like it would be intimidate, but, so just 2.
Oh. Okay. A 10 and a 8.
Okay, 2 successes. He kind of just growls at you,
Ooh,
but takes a pointed step back.
Yeah, keep on.
If Lucian sees the growl, I will step back forward. I'm going to use Dread Gaze on him. I'm gonna say, watch your fucking mouth.
Give me charisma plus presence.
Okay.
It's not gonna be hard. Pool
Okay.
of
6. Oh, baby. 4 10s, an 8, and a 6.
Okay, so 4 10s, and 8, so 8, 9, 10 successes. That beats his 3. Okay. He is unable to act in his other than in their own defense for a turn unless they spend willpower. Okay, blah blah blah. I'll call that a critical. He has to make a terror frenzy test now. Okay. So he's gonna roll willpower for that. Alright. With a grand total of 1 successes, I'll say that he is in a terror frenzy, and he's going to attempt to bolt. It is at this moment, Araya, I'll say you notice it first. Acacia crouches down, uses one of her abilities, and leaps from her spot at the table through the air, tumbling, somehow avoiding the chandelier. And Araya, you have sensed the unseen. You watch as she tumbles, and the face emerges, cackling in triumph. You all see her land in front of Kevin. And for a split second, the face becomes corporeal. And you all watch as a giant shadow, monster-like figure emerges from her head, and they are going to make a contested check here.
I think Charles will probably hear Lucia mutter under his breath, I fucking hate Chicago.
Again, does no one else see that?
Now the shadowy figure is corporeal, so you would be able to see this.
Oh.
Why are people messing with our cooter? I do not like it.
Let's see.
Acacia, my dear, you appear to have a bit of a problem with the whole face. Is this a...
Okay. Alright. She beat his margin by 2. You watch this face lash out, kind of like a rattlesnake almost, lashing forward. The jaws open wide before they clamp shut around Kevin's head. And there's a moment of wrestling a little bit. He's like screaming, trying to tear these jaws off of his entire neck, and he loses. And with that extra bit of force, there is a ripping, a tearing, a very visceral sound of Kevin's head being separated from his body. And Araya, you having this ability unlocked, you would hear the audible gulp. And I'll say at this point, it might be good to take a little bit of a bio break.
I'll quickly just say to Tasha, did I overhear you talking about decapitation earlier?
Oh my god. Edith!
Oh, hi, QJs. Sorry to interrupt your broadcast. It's me. I've been here the whole time. Oh, wait, no, that's Sam Reich, not me. Just a quick little thing just to say, if you haven't done so already, can I do this yet? Squeeze my finger down here, this little follow and subscribe. Give that a little shot. Because we here at Question Keys need your support. And as a special little extra thing, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get 1 free Prime subscription every single month that you can give to one of your favorite creators. And we here at Question Keys would be thrilled if you would consider lending us your Prime subscription, or just a normal subscription if you fancy that. You will get access to lots of fancy emotes and things like that, and you will be helping Quest Junkies with their content creation, supporting us in our future creative endeavors, which basically accounts to bringing you more memes, you know, that kind that you love, in the form of comedic yet sometimes arousing storytelling. Yeah, that sounds about right. So yes, if you haven't done so already, please do consider giving us a follow and a subscribe. And yes, I will stop interrupting your fantastic Quest Junkies content. What's on at the minute? Oh, this is a good one. It's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah, enjoy. Oh, Bad and the Beautiful, even better. Yeah, go check that out. It's really, really cool. So yeah, till next time, friends.
Inside. Ooh, 21. Dirty 21.
Ooh.
I have a +8 to this.
Fuck off.
23.
Ooh.
Oh, good. Sorry.
16.
26.
Oh.
The twig comes in clutch.
Always.
I don't know about you, but I feel awkward as hell making conversation, and I don't think the ice has been like thoroughly broken.
Helen's looking around for ice right now, like,
Do you want to make a perception check?
yes. It's gonna be awful because this is Kellen.
The DC,
That's it.
in the words of Brennan Lee Mulligan, is 500.
Even if people are looking at her, she'll just be like, oh no, and then bend down to like pick up a few more cucumbers and try to put them into her like insanely deep pockets of her denim dress and just be like, oh no, I'm so sorry that happened.
That's so many cucumbers.
I spent 11 years in my parents' basement teaching myself how to edit in fucking Windows Movie Maker. I didn't go through that pain
So
and that
much
struggle
about you right now.
just to do fucking TikTok dance edits.
Well, without those TikTok dances, we wouldn't have gotten the sponsor of today's episode.
Wait, are we filming now? What?
The mouths pulse in slow, awful movements, opening and closing, testing the cold air. You can hear them breathe, shallow and ragged, as though each one draws from some forgotten place inside of you. And then, the whispers begin.
As night draws breath, the mind now waits, in quiet nightmares shaking. The air is still, the space forgets, and ere the thoughts are breaking. Lest we be bound, we bind ourselves. Our hearts shall take the strain. The morrow comes, and so we stand in the circle of wax and wane.
We will pick back up in the aftermath of what has just happened. The Kevin's body jolts for a minute and then promptly just smacks into the ground, blood leaking from this corpse. There is a shrill scream from the center of the table from Aster, and Myrtle kind of like looks like she can't quite see what's happening yet, but like she'll rise from the table and oh, what in the devil is going on here? And the third woman that hasn't spoken yet looks up from her phone and just goes, oh god, I knew this was a bad idea. Oh, yikes. Ooh. But everyone else. So Prince Loden crumpled to the ground by the head of the table. Kevin, headless, very much dead. What would you like to do?
I want to pick both their pockets.
I doubt anyone's really going to try to stop you. Aster would still have to make her way over there. So, if you want to go for Kevin first,
I'm gonna be like real stealthy about it.
real stealthy about it. Okay, all right, then let's make this dexterity and larceny, and for you that would be a pool of 5.
I want to observe everyone in the room. See how everyone's reacting to this. See if there's anything that stands out.
Let's see.
3
Wits
successes.
and awareness. 3 successes, okay. You grab Kevin's wallet again. You notice this time, now that you've had a chance to hold it in your hand, it's rather thick. His wallet is packed. And in his pocket is a pager. And no cell phone to speak of, but there is a business card. There's no obvious writing. It's one of those that's obnoxiously small. There is a symbol on one side of a fleur-de-lis. At the very bottom of it, the line shaping it forms a drop of blood.
Do I recognize it?
So you wouldn't immediately recognize it, but you have a contact, not in your sheet, but, your father is somewhere. It's possible to ask him.
Interesting. I may pick his brain about that later on. Do I get anything from Princey Boy?
A wallet, maybe about 4 or 5 different cards. A couple of Discover, I think, was big in the 90s, a Discover card. And a Diners Club card, just
Blockbuster card.
Yes, exactly. A library card, probably, that looks like it's falling apart. You have to you pull it out of the wallet and it still flakes a little at the edges. It's that old, but some cash. He's got about $200 in 20s, and other than that, you might expect there to be car keys, but there are no car keys.
Does Kevin have car keys?
Oh, you were picking Kevin's pocket? This is what you get from him. Oh, no, sorry. You meant Loden. Okay.
Yeah.
Loden is slightly different. Honestly, as you pick his pockets, it doesn't really feel like he's wearing clothing, to be specific. It's more like rags that are artfully draped to conceal parts of himself. It's like a pocket, but it's a little too warm. It's okay. Odd, but
what's in his
you only find one thing. A stone. A red stone. And given your knowledge of it's more like how do I describe this even? It's a red stone with the texture of a tiger's eye, and it appears to have some kind of glow about it, suggesting the arcane.
Just gonna
you would need
that.
to roll to investigate it. Okay, sure.
Sure.
And that's all you find on Loden.
Okay.
For my
Lucian.
Yeah, my wits and awareness. No crits, but I got 8 out of 8.
8 out of 8. Wow.
Hell
okay.
Yeah.
So everyone that's left, which I'm going to close out some tabs. Aster, the mother, looks apoplectic. She is just has this moment of falling to her knees and sobbing, and she's almost incomprehensible in her grief, but you hear just Kevin.
Oh god, is it like Kevin from Home Alone? Kevin!
Myrtle kind of looks down at her daughter. It's more pity than anything else. She still looks very skeeved out about, like, the two deaths that have occurred one right after the other, but she seems more, like, slightly more put together than her daughter is right now. Acacia is just, like... Acacia still looks a little bit feral, even. Like, her eyes keep shifting, changing color, and though the sight of this corporeal shadow monster appears to have vanished, she even looks a little bit twitchy, like she's still I would say unpredictable is her vibe. Like, she still could go off at any moment, like a ticking time bomb almost. And the one who looks the least bothered out of everybody is the fourth woman in their family, the leggy blonde, who just kind of like looks like she's trying to subtly just back out of the room because she doesn't want to deal with whatever the hell just happened here. So she's like, kind of like looks at a watch that isn't there and just goes, oh, look at the time. Guys, I'll see you back at the house. I really gotta go. It's...
I think you should stay.
I mean, it's gross. This was such a bad idea. But she'll reluctantly stop from about like 15 feet away, closer to the entrance on the far side of the wall.
I'm gonna scooch over by Edith. So,
Edith.
You remember that one time that we spent 3 weeks in Tokyo at the Good Luck Club with Sean Connery and we couldn't find our way out and I just needed some direction? I'm gonna need some direction right now. So should we just be super calm, cool, and collected, or should you release me?
I think I won't. You are not obligated to stay here. This is very bad. If it gets back to either of us, it could be very bad. I'm going to arrange for the two of them to be deposited elsewhere. If you don't want to know the details, that's fine. It's probably better if you don't know, just for your own safety. What a mess. What a mess indeed.
You know who's really good at making bodies disappear?
It would appear that mind services might be needed.
She's the best.
Yes, money is no object. I will pay you whatever you need. I just need discretion above all else. This cannot be traced back to us or the establishment.
Of course, that's what we do.
Does vicissitude, does our flesh crafting, does it work on dead people or do they have to be alive?
What would you like to do?
Maybe you like compress them into like nice into
That's called recycling.
Soylent Kindred.
Sorry, that killed me.
Okay, I'm gonna look at your abilities here. Let's see.
We can make them look a bit less recognizable as well, like...
Ooh, okay. That's something. Alright. They don't have a roll against it, obviously, but give me Resolve and Protean to mess up their face. Oh, I am gonna need a hunger check. Also,
Okay.
just one dice for hunger.
That's 6, that's a success.
You pass, yep. So Resolve plus Protean.
That's 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is 2 10s, a 7, a 1, and a 2.
I love how violent your dice rolls sound, Show.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 2 10s double into 4. All right, that's six total successes. All right, so everyone would see the recognizable faces of Prince Loden of Chicago and Kevin Jackson, his right hand. Kind of, I imagine it's a lot like Polyjuice Potion, actually. It's like the skin bubbles over and it looks like their flesh is almost sloughing off of their bones until it reshapes the way that Charles manipulates their faces to be. And
one of them could be Ewan McGregor, the other one could be Ewan Bremner.
Ewan
Charles,
Okay,
he's not an artist.
Lucien looks down at
That's
Kevin
what
and is
they look
like, now you look like a fucking Kevin.
Yes.
Oh,
God.
sorry. Because he was missing his head, I had to like construct his head from what he had, so he's a little bit smaller than what Ewan McGregor would be.
It's like the
Why
things
am I
from
just
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Or like taking extra flesh from where he doesn't need it and forming it into his head. So like taking a chunk out of his ass to make his head.
You just press down on his organs and it's hollow.
Yes. Oh my god.
Welcome to Questions.
Doesn't need lungs.
Amazing.
So Rhea's gonna, sorry,
No, please.
direct attention to like the La Sombra in the room. Are you going to handle your own, or is that everyone else's problem?
The mother, Aster does not answer. Myrtle just says, this could be very bad for La Sombra. I mean, God knows our plight has been set back about a century, but I'm starting to think this was a bad idea. I don't think we were meant to join the Camarilla. And meanwhile, Acacia just kind of rolls her neck. There's an audible, like, popping, even, and just... I need help. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I need help.
I look at like the other La Sombra and I'm like, did you know she could do that?
Myrtle just shakes her head. Acacia, we were wondering, you never left your room, you wouldn't talk to us anymore, but we could have helped. Acacia interrupts her and just goes, you could have helped me? Is that what you were about to say? I don't think anybody can help me. This is not normal. And she's not pointing to the eyes, she's just pointing to her head, as though suggesting there's something wrong inside her head.
I'll sidle over to Charles and just say, did you pick up anything interesting, useful, curious?
Perhaps.
Would you care to elaborate?
Later.
Charming as ever.
I specialize in it.
Yes, you do.
I'm just looking at what Rhea has for this. Okay, so you do have something potentially for body disposal, but now that they look different, what do you think, Rhea?
I mean, she's always keen to just dispose of bodies, but I think what she's looking at right now is Fatal Flaw for Acacia. And unless I'm mistaken, there's something of oblivion that is possessing her.
I like where your head's at. Gonna need a hunger check first.
Okay, that is a 5.
5. Okay. take another level in hunger.
Okay.
A familiar
I've already
voice.
had 2 in hunger, or just the 1?
True. This is something I forgot to clarify. Everyone generally starts out at hunger 1, unless you just got done killing somebody, because only killing, like draining every drop of their blood until someone's dead, puts you at hunger 0.
Okay. In which case, am I at hunger 3 because of my 1 initially?
No, because you fed before the dinner, so you would have been at hunger 1, so you are now at hunger 2.
Okay.
And you feel that, like, familiar urge to, now that the bodies are deceased and you don't necessarily need them alive to feed, you feel that urge to collect more for your Capri Moons, perhaps, to drain them for blood for your containers. But it's not strong enough that you would need to test your willpower or anything, so you're fine. But with that hunger check, intelligence plus auspex, please.
Okay. Ooh, I think that's one of my better ones. Yeah. It's a pool of 7?
Nice.
Ooh, hell yeah. Okay. That is a crit, 2 7s, a 9, and then 3 fails. Wait. Yeah. If I'm counting the crit as 2.
Okay. Now, when you say crit, is it 1 0 or 2 zeros?
It's 1 0.
1 0. Okay, so that just counts as a 1. So
okay, so that's then it's 4 and no, it's 5 and no. Hang on. I am bad at math.
It's okay.
I'm gonna move all the passes to one side and the fails to the other side. Okay.
Perfect.
4 and 3.
4 and 3. Okay. So you guys tied. And generally, when there's a tie, it goes toward the active, the one using the active ability. So you do manage this, and with Fatal Flaw, let me we'll check.
I love the text for Fatal Flaw. Everything breaks, and the vampire using this power can see the signs before they happen.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Glean the work of entropy. The vampire can glean the Achilles heel of a target, whether it's a crack in their mental facade or a weakness in their actual armor. Okay. As a kindred, and given your particular upbringing and your background, you would have some idea of the beast within that speaks whenever you are hungry as a vampire. It is that inner urge to feed, to fight, to commit all manner of atrocities. It's your intrusive thoughts. It is. I think of the beast as a physical manifestation of the intrusive thoughts, but like as a voice in your head, if that makes sense, telling you to feed, to do the absolute worst thing, like reducing you to basic animal instincts. So, Araya, you are familiar with the beast, and given Acacia's situation, this is not dissimilar to the beast within, but this is something you yourself have never seen before, because for the first time it appears that the beast is manifesting as a physical being that you could see, true, because you had that ability, but that can shift, not unlike the La Sombra's ability to shift and manipulate shadows. It appears to be an extension of Acacia, the beast taking on new life, becoming a form that's active within the kindred itself. but now is clawing for escape. And as you observe Akasha, you realize that though the beast has withdrawn into her body, she looks shaken. She looks as though every time you've seen a vampire that's hungry, that's starving, they look gaunt. They look more stereotypically like Nosferatu. Their cheeks are hollow. Their eyes are darkened, sunken in. She looks spent and exhausted, but her entire body is still vibrating. And you've seen vampires. They don't sweat. Her face is broken out. She is sweating bullets, it looks like. And she meets your eyes in one moment, and for a very real moment, you see a bloody tear slide down her cheek, and anyone probably in the vicinity would also see the other set of eyes crying as well. She just silently sheds a few tears. And that is what you learn with Fatal Flaw. The beast is waking up.
I think I'll sort of address the whole room and speak up and be like, well, does someone want to explain what's happening? Does someone want to take charge of the situation? Clearly things have escalated beyond just a fancy dinner.
Certainly. Myrtle speaks. Keisha, she just shakes her head a little bit, like she's almost a little disappointed, but she still stands up, walks away from where Aster is sitting, and walks up to Acacia and puts a hand on her shoulder, seeing her crying. Yes, there's time in us, I think, to help you, but she just laughs a little breathlessly and looks at you, Lucian, and, well, given the deposed royalty, it seems there's a power vacuum forming in the center of Chicago. If word gets out, there'll be fighting, riots, chaos, mayhem. Because
Shall we say everything is normal? This dinner was a fabulously wonderful success, and we do not need to talk about the fact that these our two unfortunate Ewins here have departed the mortal coil, so to speak, and give us a little time to get our shit together, shall we say?
You know, the issue of there only being 0 prints is kind of like a problem. So, what if...
What do princes even do, anyway?
I don't know, before the cooter?
It's the CEO of your company. They just sit at the top and take all the money and do none of the work and don't even show up for dinner.
It's true, Edith speaks at this point, that it's possible for any one of us in this room to declare praxis and decide themselves to be ruler of all Chicago, provided they may be challenged, but that is up to the challenger dictating the stakes. And she's looking at like Tasha's expression. She just starts chuckling. And well, if we're going to perpetuate this lie, it's going to have to be very well done. We need to be thorough. There needs to be absolutely no trace of the dearly departed, and I suppose declaring a new royal would be enough of a distraction. No one should look twice if there is a new reign to be established. I mean, people may get suspicious, but obviously that's how challenges happen, challenges to your rule. She looks a little hesitant for a moment, then she just says, I'm far too preoccupied with running the Painted Lady to declare myself as the ruler, but well, I can see where your head is at, my dear. If you were to declare Praxis on this eve, I certainly wouldn't challenge you. And it really can be as simple as saying just that you declare Praxis.
Oh my god, it's me! Tasha's cauldron. I am a Praxis. I'm your prince, bitches.
Polite laughter.
Amazing.
Polite applause from Rhea.
I'll speak up to the room again and be like, well, you can be assured that Lucien Oriel, a name that carries much worth in the right circles, stands by this praxis. Anyone who objects, well, they'll have me to deal with. And those of you in the know better.
Here, and all that. Now, she's going to look at each of the La Sombra. If it's not too much trouble, I think this is going to be a group effort of eviscerating the bodies and leaving no trace. So, let's put our best foot forward, everyone. We need to get our story straight, and we need to make sure the two of them are gone.
And I think that you guys get a year of free lattes. So, thanks for being super cool.
Such a treat. You won't regret it. So, from here, we can advance time a little bit. Now, Araya, you have a method of body disposal. Would you like to use it?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. That would be ashes to ashes.
I love that so much.
Something.
The giddiest nodding.
Very familiar with.
I actually have a question for you, Bridget. Law question specifically. So,
sure.
As you say, Lucien is very familiar with Oblivion and the powers of Oblivion at a certain point in his timeline, but we've never really established when in the timeline.
Yes. Okay.
Because I think that would also influence his decisions here.
I think this would be his first glimpse at how the power works, which it's going to be very interesting. We'll say that. So, Aelin, give me, for Ashes to Ashes, it would be Stamina plus Oblivion. So for you, that's a pool of 5.
Okay, now it is actually a crit, because it is double zeros.
Double zero is 4, okay.
And a 6 and a 9 and a 4.
All right, 6 successes, okay. Now, I know what it says on the sheet, but what do you think it looks like when Araya uses Ashes to Ashes?
Like, my brain immediately goes to the Buffy effect of dusting a vampire.
Yes. Just poof.
Just like there's this, like, breeze that blows as they just turn to ash and blow away.
Amazing. I'm going to rule that they were positioned in such a way that this power encompasses both of them, and just like that, they are gone. And that's one big problem, but I'll say that the next little while is spent just making sure that if anybody ever asks them about anyone about this night, that they have their facts straight.
How about I go around all the human stuff and just encourage them to forget a few things. It's an ability which comes in very handy when people ask me why I have too many arms.
Okay. Sure, you can compel the human staff to forget things. Just checking.
Just be. Dinner was normal. Forget any
Sure.
bodies.
All right. We'll say this is for the human staff. For mesmerize, give me a hunger check, please.
That is a fail.
Okay, you are at hunger 2.
Oh my
and
god. Oh,
they
we need
have
to get
no
back
way,
on.
I think, to resist. So manipulation plus dominate, and for you that would be a pool of 5.
Hooray.
Unless you don't have to do one of them because they're roofied in the closet.
Yeah, true. That guy's fine, more or less.
He's just a little He's just a little
12 fingers,
fingery.
but
Okay, that is 3 successes and 1 critical success.
okay. Good enough. They will remember what you tell them to remember. So, dinner, it seems, has been concluded early. From here, we can do a departure from the Painted Lady, where everyone goes after dinner, how they spend their evening.
Before we go,
Mhm.
Myrtle, you are the lady in charge, so to speak. Could I trouble you to sign this paperwork to do with what you and my sire discussed about the sale of your magnificent manor house and up by Lake Erie?
Oh dear, let me just get my reading glasses. And she fishes in an overly large pocketbook to pull out a giant pair of glasses that are like thick framed. They appear to magnify an entire side of her face. They're that magnified. But let's see. Yes, I think we can settle that. She finds a nearby table. Her hand trembles a little bit, but she signs her name. And that's one task taken care of.
I'll co-sign it as well in place of my missing sire. So, wonderful.
Okay.
You'll find with everything taken care of, you will get the money will be transferred over, and we can use it all in our show. Oh, very lovely. I think this evening has been a tremendous success, all things considered.
Yes.
As far
Give
as
your
anyone
father
knows.
my love. It's been a couple centuries, but if you mention my name, he may remember me. We'll see.
Oh, I'm sure he will. He answers his texts.
All right, I've got to get this one home. She just tugs Aster along by the hand, who is just like has that defeated kid who doesn't want to go home from the amusement park look about it. So like very shuffling along sadly, but departing from the Painted Lady. And if anyone else would like to do anything before we wrap up. No?
I will extend congratulations to the new Princess of Chicago. And to the whole group, should you ever find yourselves over in Las Vegas, consider yourselves invited to Phantasme. We can cater for your every need.
Oh, so you're like, so you're like a premium escort service then? Used by...
So, technically not. We did trial that once. It didn't go very well.
A little misleading, perhaps.
Potentially. It's more of a club. Let's call it a club.
Highly exclusive, I'm sure.
We'll totally take
like
you up on that.
A discotheque?
We did have a disco era. That was something. Yes, it's kind of, we cater for, we have certain suites that are for more carnal desires. We have casino?
Oh, no.
It caters for many different things.
Sounds very vivacious.
Also, discotheque. Araya, we really need to introduce you to grunge.
I'm
It's
really
in right
working on the language.
Yeah. You could come over. I think I have a castle note. I think that's how that works. Maybe it's like a skyscraper or
You know, if ever you ever need my
Tasha,
services.
darling, the seat of royalty is wherever you wish it to be. It can be a coffee shop. You will make everyone bow before they accept their order.
Ooh. Okay, and then Fleshcraft Tuesdays need to be a thing. Because the eye thing was really cool. And we should make it like a weekly thing. Because I feel like you need to play more.
That does sound rather tempting.
You are quite the artist.
I do try. Maybe once all these family issues are resolved, I can do a little more in the creativity department.
And with that, I'm going to say that you're all kind of in the exterior of the building now. There's a confident peal of laughter from a masculine voice. Rounding the corner, Sho, can you please describe what Charles's father looks like?
I'd say he's like kind of medium height, about 5'7" or so, got broad shoulders, silver hair that's all kind of swooshed up. He looks like he's in his mid-50s. He's got slightly glowy eyes and quite snazzily dressed in a like white wool duffel coat, and he's probably just like confidently late for the thing he said he would go to.
He claps you on the back, just goes, "Well done, son. Well done."
Sebastian, where have you been?
I had every confidence that you could handle yourself accordingly, and look what happened.
That is not what I asked. Where have you been? What were you doing? What was more important?
Ensuring the dinner could go off without a hitch. You've even managed to surpass most of my plans, but I'm not mad. Look what was accomplished tonight.
This is where I would normally be like insight check. Does that work in these?
You could. There is intelligence plus insight, which for you is a pool of 3.
All right. That is a crit and a success and a fail.
Okay.
I'm just like squinty at him, like.
He seems like he's being genuine. He looks like a father proud of his son. I rolled a double crit.
And that earthquake was your doing, I suppose. What in the world was
Yes,
that?
I thought it might provide a little more incentive to stay on task and...
For what? The ground shook. It didn't do anything. It just made everyone just like look around the room and go, oh, we haven't had earthquakes for years.
They weren't going to be called away in a hurry to the lower levels where folks are known to indulge in their innermost desires, as can happen in the Painted Lady.
I give Tasha a look, like, interesting.
Tasha's cell phone starts ringing.
Hello? Brad! Hi. Yeah, how's the Lestat go? No, I'm not gonna call you Lestat Daddy. No. Yo, okay. So, I've been thinking, and I think it's time for me to finally end this. We've broken up like 4 or 5 times, and I think I'm just gonna call it good, right? So, yeah, okay, all right. Well, good luck with that. All
Just
right,
sobbing.
it's all up from here.
Amazing. I'll say from here, you all are free to find whatever else you'd like to do for the evening, or find a day's rest. Up to you guys. If you'd like to share where you all take your rest, or keep it close to your chest, all absolutely up to you.
I'm curious to see if we get those pickpocketed items appraised.
The stone, true, there was that stone.
Oh, I think Charles is not going to do that today because he's mad at Sebastian and he doesn't want to show off his loot in front of Daddy. So I think he's probably just gonna stomp off home early and go and sulk in his in the 70th floor of his office and hope that another intern comes up in trouble that he can eat.
Noted. Sebastian, I think, he won't follow after you, Charles, but he'll just introduce himself to everyone as Sebastian, a prominent realtor in the Chicago area, and he just mentions, like, I couldn't help it here. You were looking for a castle. I believe I managed Loden's estate. We should talk. I believe we can begin moving you into his what was it? It was a luxury villa on the center of town. He hands you his card. It has his information on it. But yes, as the new Prince of Chicago, you would take control of all of his assets.
Hey, yeah, it's so cool. We're so prepared. It might be super great if someone could, I don't know, a sleepover sounds so awesome, right, guys? Anybody? We could go through his dresser, and I don't know. I don't want to know what I'm gonna find in there.
He pulls a pen out of his jacket pocket and, like, on the other side, writes the address of a condominium complex downtown and just writes an addendum, top floor penthouse button. So basically giving you keys to the kingdom, handing you this card.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Lucian, you would notice he doesn't introduce himself to you, but with that, he bids all of you adieu. And he departs.
What's the vibe?
For you, this would be...
He's a very
wits
shy
and
bottom.
insight.
Is that wits and insight?
Pool of 6. Yes.
Okay. Oh boy. That is 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6. I think out of everybody here, you notice that 2 people frustrate Charles. One of them is you, and the other one is his father, but even more so, I think. Unless, Charles, who do you think frustrates you more, Lucian or your father?
Oh, I mean, Charles would immediately say Lucian, but who knows?
Perhaps comparable levels of frustration.
Different flavors.
Different flavors, though. It's a good distinction to make.
Is Charles still here at this point, or has Charles already left?
Charles is already gone.
Okay. So if he's not going to introduce himself, and he's just gonna leave. Then I'll pull out my my Motorola and just I'll give Charles a call, and I won't say much. So when you answer the phone, I'll just say, I don't like being outdone, and clearly he bothers you more than I do. If you need a hand with this, let me know.
I never said there was anything wrong, but...
You didn't need to.
I'll think about it.
Take care.
Likewise.
I'll hang up.
Okay. So, with that, what are our plans for the rest of the evening, everybody?
Well, I came here for a dinner, a party, and everything ended so soon, so, unless anyone objects, I'll go where the party goes. Does the prince have any first decrees or anything, or?
Oh my god. Okay, well, my first decree was Fleshcraft Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do Araya. What do you want to call it? Like, oh, do we call it Body Dump Thursdays?
I'm on call as long as I'm in town.
Then do you guys want to have a slumber party at the old prince's house? That is my new house, probably. And we can trash his things, and you can check his dresser drawer for me so I don't have to look in there.
I have garbage bags for cleanup and gloves.
And if anyone tries to do anything about it, oh boy, I think I'm in trouble. Okay, let's just go have fun for tonight, and we'll see where the wind blows, and I'll just post about it in my magazine or later. It'll probably be fine.
I mean, you're in charge now, it seems. The only trouble you're in is what you put yourself in. And who do you answer to now? You're the prince. Enjoy it. You got a promotion.
Okay, cool. We had zero ambition, and have you ever just found yourself surviving willy-nilly like a duck? I feel like that's what's happened here.
For more years than I would care to admit.
Okay, let's just go have a slumber party. Yeah, let's just go do it. I'm sure there's feathered pillows. We can whack each other real good. They'll go everywhere in slow motion. It'll be great. And I'm sure he has like a disco ball or some shit. It'll be so fun.
Incredible. Lucian, would you say you're in touch with a local car service?
I mean, Lucian, always the inside man. I'm sure he's got something like that on speed dial.
Easy enough for you to call up a car to escort you to the prince's new address, a lovely skyscraper condominium complex downtown, all the way up to the penthouse floor, and we can progress time a little bit more from here, but also Araya coming with to the slumber party.
Basically, until she is called away by the family, she'll just hang out until she's dismissed.
All right. Much later that evening, we'll say about a little while before sunrise, the party, I'm sure, was immaculate, but we'll say when you're the last one awake, you hear the voice return. It has that same effect of several voices talking at once. Well done, child of the shadow. getting yourself into the prince's good graces.
I do live to serve.
If plans change, we will reach out once more, but you've played your part well. As you settle in for a day's rest, we're going to say that there is another rumbling in the earth